A lot of people don't realize that you can cut metal like this on your table saw, so today we're going to show you how, even on a SawStop.
Support for this episode is provided by Quick Screws. For over 40 years, pros have trusted Quick Screws to have the right fastener for the job. With one of the largest catalogs in the industry, there's a quick screw made for whatever you're making. The right screw always matters. Check them out at quickscrews.com.
Got some assorted metal here. This is what you would call non-ferrous metal, which I guess means non-magnetic, like that's sort of the qualifier. So this isn't steel. We have brass and we have aluminum. Bronze would be another example of a non-ferrous metal, but these are all things that we've cut in the shop on our table saw, on our miter saw, and they're things that you might work into your project. So this, for example, is a 2-inch, 1/8-inch wall brass tubing. And we use this to make some legs for a couple of built-ins that we built out in the Hamptons, these walnut built-ins with brass legs. So it's a nice way to add, a custom touch to your piece. You couldn't find these legs, the specific height and diameter that we needed, so we just made them ourselves. We bought a 3-foot long piece of metal, and we cut it up. This is some solid square aluminum, 1 inch by 1 inch, I believe, that we've used for a bunch of stuff. This doesn't look like something that you could cut on your table saw. We have some aluminum tube here, so a little bit thinner, some different size of aluminum bar. We've used these a bunch. These are good for like file bars in a drawer. We're using it right now in the van to have some little lips so things don't come out of their cubbies. Some Z-clip, which is good for hanging stuff. Basically, it's a French cleat made out of aluminum. So yeah, it's really easy to cut this stuff. We do it on the miter saw a lot. Things like this cut well on the miter saw. But something like this, if you want to have nice repeatable cuts using a crosscut sled, you can cut this on the table saw. So let's head over to the table saw. I'll show you how we do it. We're here at the table saw. This is our 3-horsepower industrial SawStop. Love this saw. And we have the wing on here. So this is the sliding table accessory that you can buy. This is the smaller of the two versions, but this one works great for us, great for doing crosscuts. So we have this set to 90 degrees here, and this is a really nice accessory to have, cutting something like this. Like I said, you can cut this on the miter saw, but it's nice to have the control and sort of the proximity to the blade to be able to control the piece, I think, rather than cutting it on a miter saw. Now, these metals, aluminum and brass, you can cut with a regular woodworking blade. So in here we have, I want to say this is a 50-tooth combo blade from Everlast. Let's see. Yep. Great blade. It's a raker blade, so it has a flat tooth there, so you get a flat bottom in your cut. You can make cuts in these non-ferrous metals with this blade. But if you're going to be doing a lot of cuts, I suggest getting something like this. It's a blade that's been made with the geometry specifically for cutting these metals. You will wear your blade out faster cutting aluminum and brass than you will cutting wood. So it's best to use a blade that's made specifically for the job. So we can take a look at what this looks like. This is from Amana Tool. You can see here, 60-tooth, 10-inch blade. And you see it has a much different geometry than this. So the tooth, let's see, does it give us a hook angle? It's a -6-degree hook angle. So that's a really good diagram. You can see there, the blade is actually tipped back 6 degrees. This hook angle, you can see, has a positive hook angle, so the tooth is actually pointing forward. So there's something about that negative hook angle that's preferable for cutting a non-ferrous metal. I don't know the exact reason why, but the people who have designed these blades took that into account, and this is going to give you a better cut and more cut life out of the blade when you're cutting these kind of metals. So we can get this loaded up in the saw and show you how we cut it. Our blade's all changed out, so we have our non-ferrous blade in the saw now. And something else that you're gonna want for cutting metal is a face shield like this. I know I get a lot of heat in the comments about not always wearing safety glasses. When we're making cuts that are particularly dangerous, we do wear safety glasses, and for metal, I like to wear a face shield. You actually wanna wear safety glasses underneath because this isn't really impact rated. And we'll cut these sort of in order of easiest to most difficult. So we'll start off with this thin-walled square tube. We'll go to the solid aluminum bar, and then we'll cut this brass tubing last. And something that I almost forgot to do, and it's a good thing that we kept talking because I would have set off the brake on the SawStop, is we need to cut these in bypass mode. So before we make the cut, we're going to show you how you put your saw into bypass mode so that you're able to cut metal without setting off the brake. So in order to put this saw into bypass mode, it involves turning this key and using the on-off paddle here. I'll tell you what to do first because it's going to make some noise and you're not going to be able to hear me. So we're going to turn this key and hold it until we see a flash of red light here. Then we're going to turn on the saw. We're going to keep that key turned until we see another flash. Then we can let it go and we're in bypass mode. When I turn the saw off, the saw is no longer in bypass mode. It's a one-time deal, so you need to put it in bypass mode every single time. If I'm making a bunch of cuts in a material that's going to set off the brake, I'll put a piece of tape on the saw that says bypass mode. That way I remember every single time to put it into bypass mode. I have accidentally cut aluminum without being in bypass and set off the brake. So if you don't have a SawStop, you don't have to worry about this, but we're going to turn and hold. We just saw that flash. We're going to turn it on, wait for another flash, and then we can release the key. So now we're in bypass mode. We can safely cut this metal material without setting off the brake. So nice clean cut there. This is a very easy material to cut. Thin walled, it's maybe a 1/16 of an inch. You can see the feed rate is a little bit slower than if you were cutting wood. And as we get thicker, you're gonna wanna cut a little bit slower. You'll be able to feel the resistance. You know, it needs to evacuate all those chips. And you can see, you get these burrs, these wires of aluminum, but nice clean cut. I don't know how well that's gonna show up, but nice and smooth. Cuts really easy. So now we can step up to that solid bar, which could be intimidating, but I promise you can cut it. We've cut a bunch of this solid aluminum, and it cuts really nice. We can cut our 1-inch solid bar now, so I do need to go back into bypass mode, so I'll do that operation, and then we can make the cut. So one thing when you're cutting aluminum is highly conductive. So this piece is screaming hot. So you need to be careful of your offcuts. And even if you're cutting small pieces, let's say this piece was small, this, not the offcut, but the piece that you're holding onto is gonna get hot. So you need to be careful. This is pretty hot right now, but you can see it's a pretty clean cut. Nice smooth square end, no crazy burr. Cuts really nicely. Definitely a slow feed rate, but very manageable and very repeatable if you're doing it here on the table saw. On to the last cut, a little more tricky here. Definitely a higher blade height necessary to cut this 2-inch brass. Now this is round, so you want to make sure that you really have a good hold of it. We're going to take just a small cut off, so I'm not too worried, but if you're doing a lot of repeated cuts with this, you might want to make some kind of fixture that clamps down on the inside. That way you don't have any risk of it spinning. But same process here. We're going to go into bypass mode and we can make the cut. So a nice clean cut there. You might have seen that it wanted to lift on me a little bit. You know, there's a lot of force coming up into the piece, and being that it's round and that it's relatively short, I didn't have a great grip on it, but this is the last of the brass offcuts that we have, so I didn't have anything longer to cut. But this, you know, the brass doesn't get quite as hot as the aluminum. It's definitely warm, but not that hot. But a nice clean cut, you know. Relatively moderate feed rate, but it's really nice to be able to add metal accents into your work. You know, you could make a grommet out of brass and set it into a walnut countertop. Again, legs, it's a great way to make legs. You know, aluminum is great for shop stuff as well as stuff in your projects, file bars, things like that. So I think if you can work this into your job, it would be definitely something that puts you ahead of everybody else, and it's a nice touch. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. You can cut metal on your SawStop or your regular table saw. Just need to take some specific precautions and make sure you're using that bypass mode. Let us know what you think, and hopefully you enjoyed. We'll talk to you next week.